Title: Wife posted, "Men think they own you," when I told her not to travel with her work husband. I left without a word. The next day, the boss called her screaming, "Dear God, what did you make him do?" Start: I remember the sound her laughter made when she hit post. A dry, mocking chuckle, half defiance, half guilt. It was 11:42 p.m. I was sitting on the edge of our bed, watching the glow of her phone light up her face. The caption read, "Men think they own you." Underneath, a smirking selfie. Hashtags about independence, freedom, all because I'd asked a simple question: why does your work husband need to be on the same business trip as you? She didn't answer, she just hit share. That post was her line in the sand. I didn't cross it. I walked away from it, quietly, completely. We'd been married 8 years. 8 years of coffee rituals, inside jokes, and shared ambitions. I built her resume, helped her rehearse presentations. When she doubted herself, I reminded her she was exceptional, and she was, until she started believing it more when someone else said it. The first time I met him, I knew. Too much eye contact, too much laughter that wasn't about anything funny, and that faint electricity between them, the kind people try to hide, but it hums in the air like a live wire. Still, I stayed patient. I gave her trust like rope, praying she wouldn't hang herself with it. But people always test the strength of what they think they've already broken. The truth came quietly. A screenshot from a mutual friend, one of her stories visible only to close friends. It showed her and him at a rooftop bar, glasses raised. Caption: "Business partners, not property." I didn't reply, didn't rage, didn't accuse. I started planning. You learn a lot about someone when you stop reacting. When you become still, they reveal everything. Over the next few weeks, I studied. Not her, them. She'd used my laptop before, often enough that I knew her password habits. A few keystrokes, and I was inside her email. Then her cloud backup. Then her messages. Every digital thread. Every photo. Every deleted chat. By the end of the week, I had a folder. Time-stamped, organized, undeniable. I didn't cry when I read it, didn't scream. I just sat there, in that dim office, feeling the last ember of love cool into something sharp and metallic. My revenge wasn't rage, it was structure. Step 1, finances. Our joint accounts became separate overnight. I'd already rerouted my direct deposit weeks prior. The mortgage? Her name, not mine. I'd gifted it to her the previous year, as a gesture of trust. Irony's a patient creature. Step 2, her career. Her company had a strict non-fraternization policy. HR didn't know about it. Her boss didn't either, until I sent a polite, professional email with attachments. Step 3, departure. I packed in silence. No notes, no confrontation. By the time she came home from her conference, the house was stripped of me. Even the scent of my cologne was gone. I left the key on the counter beside her phone. Her latest notification blinked on screen, "Can't wait to see you again." The next morning, my phone rang. It was her boss. His voice was shaking. "Dear God, what did you make him do?" I didn't answer, just listened. Apparently, he, the work husband, was married too, and his wife had received a copy of the same evidence, scheduled to auto-send at 8 a.m. sharp. I never spoke to her directly, didn't need to. The truth does its own talking when it's timed right. Within hours, HR was in crisis mode. The company couldn't risk the scandal, especially not when both were caught using company cards for their business trips. Suspension first, then termination. She tried calling, dozens of times. Messages shifted from angry to pleading to hollow silence. But by then, I was gone. New apartment, new number, new name on the mailbox. A week later, she finally found me, through a mutual friend who didn't know better. She showed up at my door looking smaller than I remembered, mascara smudged, eyes red. The fire that once burned in her, gone. She tried to explain, said it just happened, said it meant nothing. Funny how much destruction nothing can cause. I let her speak until her words turned into sobs. Then I handed her a folder, printed emails, timestamps, photos. She stared at them, trembling. "That's everything," I said. "Yours to keep. I don't need proof anymore." Her lips quivered. "Why did you do this to me?" I almost laughed. "I didn't do anything to you. I just stopped protecting you from yourself." After she left, I poured a drink, sat by the window, watched the city pulse beneath the night sky. There was no triumph, no cinematic rush of vengeance, just stillness. People think revenge is about anger. It's not. It's about reclaiming control, piece by piece, until the balance restores itself. I didn't want her ruined. I wanted her aware. Aware of what happens when you mock loyalty as ownership. Aware that silence isn't weakness, it's precision. Weeks later, I saw her online again. New account, new posts, quotes about self-healing, lessons learned, becoming stronger. I didn't comment, didn't watch long, because the truth is, I wasn't her lesson. She was mine. And I learned it well. Some betrayals don't need punishment, just exposure. And sometimes, the cruelest revenge is giving someone exactly what they asked for: freedom.